Here we go. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, the average history fact enjoyer that your mom said to have at home. Thanks for watching. Guys, the purpose of today's video is to identify some common facts about history and see if we may be able to establish a pattern and possibly be able to relate it to anything going on today. If it does, that's completely coincidence, though. I didn't plan that. You didn't plan that. But if you notice a trend, I want you to get down in the comments and let me know your favorite history fact or pattern that you may or may not notice from this video. Guys, like the video. Please, every time you like the video, it tells somebody that has not discovered the channel that this channel does in fact exist. And share the video. Share the video with some like-minded buddies that might want to know some facts about history. Last but not least, guys, work is crazy. It's picking up. Content will be delayed. However, my commitment to you is to release one video every day for the next 365 days. The only way that that's going to happen is if you support me on Patreon. A small monetary donation of $5 a month will give you access to a Discord server where you can find buddies to train with and to game with in your local area. You can stay up late. You can talk about all your favorite history facts in the voice chat with me and all the boys. Guys, please consider becoming a member of the Patreon. I only need a few of you, okay? I only need my real homies, the OG fans. I need you guys over on the Patreon, okay? It's what's going to keep this channel alive. It's what's going to keep me committed to uploading when it's 2100 at night and I just got off the range. You're the person that's going to do that. So please consider going over there and checking out the Patreon channel. Okay. The gun for today's video is going to be my Glock 19X because Extendo gang, okay? If you also enjoy a good Extendo, get in the comments and let me know your favorite Extendo gun down below. The drink for the video is 42-gram protein because you guys know I always got to sneak in my protein, and water. I hit chest and triceps today. I hope everyone has been in the gym getting after it and actually having a good year in the freaking gym. All right. With all that being said, guys, let's talk about some history and some facts. Again, nothing I cover today can be disputed. It is all simply fact. Some of these numbers may vary, by 100 or 200 based on certain sources. I am not a historian. However, I have taught history, specifically all American wars, from the Revolutionary War through modern conflicts today for 1 year to basic combat training trainees. So that is, I guess, my resume for history, but I'm not a historian. This is just public information that you guys can all look up. But yeah, that's kind of my history. I've always been a history buff, I guess. So let's dive into it together. In 1914, the United States was experiencing a severe recession. Recession means people had no jobs, there was no work to be had, people were starving to death, okay? So, in 1914, when the recession started, we, as a country, began having a loss of identity. Recession was out of control and inflation was skyrocketing. We had a border crisis to the south. If you didn't know, look it up. Yes, we were dealing with a border crisis even in 1914. Lend-Lease. Ignore the Lend-Lease for a second. We had a rally to patriotism. Okay? The rally to patriotism occurred when we were committed to helping the Allies in World War I. Due to this rally to patriotism, which got everybody riled up against the Germans in this particular case, they were the people we were supposed to hate. Whether that's good or bad, it doesn't matter. That was the person we were told to hate. So we had a rally to patriotism. This caused the Lend-Lease program, or a version of it. The Lend-Lease was technically in a future war that we're going to discuss in a second, but a very, very similar version of it occurred in World War I, also known as the Great War, or War to End All Wars. Okay, I can't speak today. Okay, a loss of faith in leaders. So we had a loss in faith. A loss of faith. The average American did not have faith in their leadership. Okay, the political leadership, and the loss of strong men. What that means is things were soft in 1914 prior to the Great War starting. The average American testosterone levels were decreasing and the estrogen levels were increasing. That means they were becoming weak and soft, okay? I wonder if any of these things can be applied to anything else we know about. So, due to all these things happening, the United States decided, and this is World War I money, okay? We decided to lend $2.25 billion. Okay, $2.25 billion. What this $2.25 billion resulted in is 116,516 U.S. soldiers and service members dead. I'm going to say that again. 116,516 dead. Wounded, 202,628. Okay, so $2.25 billion resulted in these numbers, killed or wounded, and most of these wounds they would never be able to recover from, right? So I don't want you to just think wounded is just no big deal. It's a huge deal. All of this resulted in the United States being rich. So large monetary donation, over 100,000 dead, over 200,000 wounded. End result, certain people are rich. The United States is rich. Interesting. So, got us out of all this. Well, a couple decades later, the United States has entered a Great Depression. So we have a Great Depression going on. Let's see what some things that were occurring. We had a loss of identity as a country. We had recession and inflation. People couldn't find work. We had we'll talk about the border crisis in a second. Stand by on that. We had a loss of faith in our leadership to help us out of this. We have a loss of the strong man. Estrogen levels rising, testosterone levels going down. Due to all this, we had a little thing, a little border crisis that happened. A little place called Pearl Harbor. So due to this border crisis at Pearl Harbor, an invasion, if you would call, of sorts, we were attacked. This is going to lead us into the Second World War. Now, a little thing called the Lend-Lease program is something we were participating in during this war. We would end up giving $11.3 billion in World War II currency. That exact equation equates to $180 billion that we gave the Soviets, the British, and other members of the Allied countries, okay, the French. So, 11.3 billion, which equates to 180 billion in modern times. So, and then the border crisis of Pearl Harbor pulled us into this war. So we're getting out of the Great Depression. How are we going to get out of the Great Depression? We're going to give a ton of money to another country. And then we're going to result in 416,800 U.S. dead. Wounded, 671,278. What was the result of all this? Giving money, sacrificing soldiers, airmen, Marines, sailors. The United States is rich. Interesting. I wonder where that can relate to today, where we're having a loss of identity, rally to patriotism, recession, inflation, a border crisis, lend-lease to another friendly country, loss of faith, and the loss of the strong man. Just a thought experiment. Where else have we seen a pattern like that? After the U.S. became rich in 1945, I should restate, from 1939 to 1945 is when the Second Great War occurred. The Cold War began almost immediately with the arms race for the nuclear weapon or the atomic bomb, which later turned into thermonuclear weapons and hydrogen bombs. That is from 1947 to present day. Your history book will tell you that it ended sometime in either the late 80s or the 90s. I would disagree with that. That is one of the very few things in this video that can be debated. But from 1947 to what I believe, present day, we are in a Cold War. Now, I want you to just think about all the things we talked about today. We have all these things happening. Great Depression happened in the Second World War. Recession happened in the First, with a little bit of this for every single one. And then a massive amount of U.S. commitment to an ally overseas. History will always teach us a lesson. History always repeats itself. I need everyone to share this video with somebody that they think might need to know this pattern. If you're identifying a pattern, let me know down below in the comments. If you think that there is no pattern, I want to know. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. If this had any impact on you, let me know. Let me know what you want to see next on the channel, guys. Consider becoming a member of the Patreon. It's only $5 a month. If only a few of you guys join right now that stayed to the end of the video, thank you, okay? You are the reason this channel will continue being alive. One last thing. If this channel disappears, because the message that I'm putting out can be somewhat controversial to some people, if this channel gets taken off the internet, I will continue posting on Rumble for those Patreon members, and it will be Patreon exclusive only. The reason being is I will not have the emotional capacity to be able to rebuild this channel from scratch. So if you become a member of the Patreon channel and this channel were to be deleted like several other famous, or I guess I'm not famous, but several other YouTubers, okay? I'm definitely not famous, but if this channel is deleted, I will start the channel up again on Rumble, and it will be Patreon exclusive. Thanks for staying to the end of the video, guys. And until next time, it's going to be Trench Grenade, your average history enjoyer, signing out. Cheers.